Sam was talking about the Memories record that he played on of Doc's. Had a lot of great songs from Doc's childhood, things he heard from his mother and the church he went to. Sam also played on another great record. It was the closest thing that Doc Watson ever did to a full-on bluegrass record. And it was called Riding the Midnight Train. Did you guys cut that in Nashville? Yeah. You were on that too, Jerry?
Yeah.
We cut it. Soundstage. Soundstage.
The last thing about Doc that a lot of people would preface by, calling Doc the bluegrass guitarist Doc Watson. And that was one of the things he could do. But Doc never defined himself in any one genre. If anything, he would just call it good old country picking.
Yeah. Mountain music, good picking. That's what's great, is he was, an innovator on a lot of different levels of just understanding that things aren't broken into genres. Things aren't either bluegrass or old time. It's just good music, and that's one of the great things that the Telluride Festival has done here. I found who gave it to me? I can't remember who gave it to me. A great recording of a Telluride Bluegrass Festival about 1984 with you and Doc and Merle, I guess, maybe. Just the three of you, I think. It was really great. I'll share it with everyone.
I was there.
Anyway, here's a song off that Riding the Midnight Train record. It's called it's another good old train song called the Greenville Trestle High. Why don't you kick it, Sam? I'll kick it.
How about you kick it, Brian?
Okay, Sam. And the whistle's lonely sound you could hear from miles around as they rolled across that Greenville trestle high. But the whistles don't sound like they used to. Lately, not many trains go by. Hard times across the land need no work for the railroad man. And the Greenville trestle now don't seem so high. I'd stand with the cane pole in my hand, and I'd watch the freight trains up against the sky, with the black smoke trailing back as they moved along the track that runs across the Greenville Trestle High. But the whistles don't sound like they used to. Lately, not many trains go by. Hard times across the land mean no work for the railroad. The Greenville trestle now don't seem so high. Whistles whine, I get rambling on my mind. Lord, I wish they still sounded that way. As I turned to head for home, Lord, she'd run low and low towards the sunset after close of day. Lord, the whistles don't sound like they used to. Lately, not many trains go by. Hard times across the land mean no work for the railroad man, and the Greenville trestle now don't seem so high. When Doc was 10 years old, he left Deep Gap, North Carolina, and went down to Raleigh, about 5 or 6 hours away, to essentially what is the North Carolina School for the Blind. And it was there that this guy, Paul Montgomery, I think was his name, showed him 3 chords on the guitar, G, C, and D. And since this is a workshop, here's G, here's C, here's D.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're welcome.
It's that simple. Yes, you too can play like Brian Sutton after 3 easy chords.
Doc was at the School for the Blind for a few years there, and he came home when he was 13 at one point, and somebody had loaned a guitar. He didn't own a guitar at that point. He was borrowing something from a friend of his, and his dad, General Watson, came through the door. Again, a great influence on Doc, and heard Doc playing these chords, and said, I didn't know you had to play the guitar. And Doc said, yeah, I picked it up there at school. And General Watson said, well, if you learn a song by the end of the day, learn a whole song, by the time I get home from work, I'll go down to the Sears and Roebuck catalog and buy you a guitar. And sure enough, Doc learned a song that day and got a Stella acoustic guitar from the Sears and Roebuck catalog that his dad bought.
Do you know what year it was?
What year that was? When he was 13, I guess it would have been 1936. What song was it? I don't know what song it was. Can do some Googling for that, I guess. And then it was around a few years later than that, in 1940, Doc finally bought his own guitar. It was a D28, 1940 D28. Pretty boss kind of a thing, but of course, you know, he made a deal with the shop where he bought it, and the owner of the shop allowed him to get on a payment plan, and so that's when Doc first started his musical career, was to try to make money in little gigs on the side of the street busking, or he would enter contests and win money to help pay for this guitar. And that's when he first started kind of getting the bug, I guess, for playing in front of people and realizing that he could do something, you know, as a blind kid, and feeling like he was already kind of confident from his dad's encouragement there, and just it's been great to be him, and just feeling that he had the whole world in front of him, and instead of being I've got this handicap and I'm just destined to some kind of low-paying kind of situation for the rest of my life, and dealing with this, he was just confident and knew that he could go out and conquer the world. It was really great. And so Doc was influenced by a lot of different guitar players around this time, 40s and through the 50s, and one of the guys was Merle Travis. Doc had a great ear for music and a great ear for discovering things. And like I said earlier, he was way into country music and electric guitar playing and rockabilly. And he loved his old songs and his church songs and Sunday school songs that he called them, and stuff his mother and dad would sing and his uncles and the fiddlers would play around there. But he loved to just hear what was new at the time. And there was this cat, Merle Travis, who came out with this way to play the guitar. And Doc always did it great in his shows, where he kind of demonstrated, when he heard Merle, it sounded like two different people playing, because you heard the bass note, but he also heard a melody going on during all that, So Doc said, I sort of worked with that a little while and realized what Merle was doing, and realized that he could play the melody and the rhythm at the same time, and it sounded like this.
River blues. Let the rain drive right on, let the waves sweep along, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Jerry Douglas. Cause the good old pal, she looks like a waterfowl when I got them deep river blues. And there ain't no one to cry for me, and the fish all go out on the spree when I get them deep river blues. Tell us about it, Luke. I'm gonna sail if she'll float when I got them deep river blues. Well, I'm going back to Russell Shores. Times are getting better there, I'm told, when I got them deep river blues. Don't you see, cause I got them deep river blues. I'm gonna say goodbye, and if I sing, just let me die, cause I got them deep river blues. Yeah, let it rain, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, cause I got them deep river blues. Yeah, let the rain drive right on, let the waves sweep along, those I got them deep river blues. Those I got them deep river blues.
Here's another good old fiddle tune that was doccupied. Mentioned earlier, Doc he could pick up radio stations all over the place, and he listened to Bob Wills play this tune, probably back in the mid-late 30s. Changed the key on it, found what key was better for the guitar. Fiddlers played it in the key of F. Doc realized that the key of D fit better on the guitar, and so that's what it became. It was a Beaumont rag.